Hello guys and girls, it is I, Aaron Halo 18 here. I'm going to do a video called The Jungle Book. It's from 2016 one actually. And the story says, raised by a family of wolves since birth, Mowgli, Neo Sethai, must leave the only home he's ever known when the fearsome tiger Shere Khan, Idris Ibla, unleashes his mighty roar. Guided by a nonsense panther, Ben Kingsley, and a free-spirited bear, Bill Murray. The young boy meets an array of jungle animals, including a slithery python and a smooth-talking ape. Along the way, Mowgli learns valuable life lessons as his epic journey of self-discovery leads to fun and adventure. And it was released April 4th, 2016, USA. The director is Jon Favreau, the guy who directed Iron Man movies. And the box office is 966.5 million USD. And the movie was narrated by Ben Kingsley. It's a film series called the Jungle Book film series. And yes, they'll probably have a sequel to this one. And it was my dad's favorite movie. He really liked it. And we'll give the movie an 8 out of 10. And the story was pretty good and all. And I'm not really a huge fan of CGI, but CGI was over the top of that movie a little bit. But it was still good. Still fun to watch. I really enjoyed that movie. And the critics liked it. They said the new take on the Jungle Book is being touted as a live-action movie, though there is scarcely anything alive in it. Although most of the characters in this movie are all animals. There's only like one boy throughout the whole movie. I guess he comes from a tribe of people. They only have one village of people in this entire movie. It's mostly animals and jungle stuff. And the python snake is played by Scarlett Johansson in this movie, but the snake is incorrect. They made it a female in the live-action version. But in the animated cartoon, they had a male talking snake in the cartoon. And also, the cartoon had vultures with British accents in the cartoon. They weren't in this movie, though. I guess the movie was from 1967. It's a pretty old one. I saw it as a kid. It was a pretty good cartoon. I like how they remake all these movies of the live-action Disney. I like how they're doing that. With the movies that they make a boatload of money of these movies, I guess. This movie almost made $1 billion for Jungle Book. It'll have a sequel, I think, next year or the year after. I don't know when it comes out. But you can watch this on Hulu for free, and of course you can watch it on YouTube for like $5, and iTunes for $5. I don't know if that matters or anything. The Jungle Book is a 2016 American fantasy adventure film which I said is also co-produced by the same guy. It's written by Justin Marks and produced by Walt Disney Pictures, based on Rudyard Kipling's anonymous collective works, and inspired by Walt Disney's 1967 animated film of the same name. The Jungle Book is a live-action / CGI film that tells the story of Mowgli, an orphaned human boy who, guided by his animal guardians, sets out on a journey of self-discovery while evading the threatening Shere Khan and the tiger bad guy. The bad guy in this movie is the same as the cartoon. All the animals are pretty much the same as the cartoon. And yeah, it has a snake in it. The film introduces Leo Chef as Mowgli, and also features voices of Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba. Idris Elba is the tiger, Ben Kingsley is the panther, and Bill Murray is the bear. Baloo. It's Baloo the bear. And Lupta is the wolf mother from Jungle Book. And Scarlett Johansson is the snake, and Giancarlo Esposito. I don't know what character he is. And Christopher Walken is the orangutan, the giant orangutan in the movie, I guess. And he sang the song "I Want to Be Like You." And Baloo also did the Bears and Necessities song, I guess. Favreau, Marks, and producer Brigham Taylor developed the film's story as a balance between Disney's animated adaptation and Kipling's original works, borrowing elements from both into the film. Principal photography commenced in 2014. Sensation needed. With film taking place entirely in Los Angeles, the film required extensive use of computer-generated imagery to portray the animals and settings. The Jungle Book was released in North America in Disney Digital 3D, Real D 3D, IMAX 3D, and D-Box and premium large formats on April 15, 2016. It became a critically and commercial success, grossing over $166 million, making it the fourth highest grossing film of 2016 at the 31st highest grossing film of all time. I guess Rudyard Kipling is the author of the book, I guess. It's also based off a book too. I've already said who was narrated by and starring. The music is by John Debney. Cinematography, Bill Pope. Edited by Mark Losai. Production company, Walt Disney Pictures. Fairview Entertainment. Distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It was April 4th for El Capitan Theater. Yes, I already said the release date for US. And the running time is 105 minutes. Country, United States. Language, English. And the budget was $175 million. Baloo, a bear who befriends Mowgli. Bagheera is the Black Panther who is Mowgli's teacher. Yes, Idris Elba is the tiger, a fearsome, scar-faced tiger with a grudge against Mowgli. Rekshai, a female wolf who is Mowgli's adoptive mother, and Scarlett Johansson as Kai, an enormous python, and Giancarlo Epso as Akela, a male wolf who leads the pack. We're walking as King Louie, a gigantic orangutan. To get it at a pit of kindness. Shows the Bandora log. Charlie has an Indian crested porcupine that observes the water truce. Martin Rose as Grey Brother, a wolf cub that is Mowgli's adoptive brother. And John Favreau as Fred, a Pygmy hog. Sam Raimi as a giant squirrel. Russell Peters as Rocky, a rhinoceros. Madeline Favreau as Riku, a rhinoceros. Sarah Arrington as a Nagila antelope. And the plot of the story is Mowgli is a man cub raised by the Zuni Indian wolf Raksha in her pack, led by Akela, in an Indian jungle ever since he was brought to them as a baby. By the Black Panther Bagheera, Bagheera trains Mowgli to learn the ways of the wolves. When the boy faces certain challenges and falls behind his wolf siblings, Bagheera disapproves of him using human tricks like building tools instead of learning the ways of the pack. One day during the dry season, the jungle animals gather to drink the water that remains as part of a truce during a drought that enables the jungle's wildlife to drink without fear and being eaten by their predators. The truce is disrupted when a scar tiger named Shere Khan arrives, detecting Mowgli's scent in a large crowd, resentful against man for scaring him. He issues a warning that he will kill Mowgli at the end of the drought. As the wolves debate whether they should keep Mowgli or not, Mowgli decides to leave the jungle for the safety of his pack. Bagheera agrees with the decision and volunteers to guide him to the nearby Man village. En route, Shere Khan ambushes them and enters Bagheera. Mowgli manages to escape. Later, Mowgli meets an enormous python named Kai, who hypnotizes him while under her influence. Mowgli sees a vision of his father being mauled while protecting him from Shere Khan. The vision also warns of the destructive power of the red flower. Fire. Kai attempts to devour Mowgli, but she is attacked by a sloth bear named Baloo. Rescuing an unconscious Mowgli, Baloo and Mowgli bond while retrieving some difficult to access honey from Baloo, and Mowgli agrees to stay with Baloo until the winter season arrives. Upon learning that Mowgli has left the jungle, Shere Khan kills Akela and threatens the pack to lure Mowgli out. Bagheera eventually finds Mowgli and Baloo and is angered that Mowgli has not joined the humans as agreed. Baloo calms him down and persuades both of them to sleep on it. During the night, Mowgli finds a herd of Indian elephants gathered around a ditch and uses his vines to save a baby elephant from the ditch. Oh, and in the cartoon, the elephants talked. But in the movie, they don't. In the live-action version, they do not talk. The baby elephant did talk in the cartoon before. but not in the live-action version, I guess. And he gather around a ditch, and he uses his vines to save a baby elephant from the ditch. Although Baloo and Bagheera are both impressed, Baloo realizes that he cannot guarantee Mowgli's safety after learning that he is being hunted by Shere Khan. Baloo agrees to push Mowgli away to get him to continue onward to the Mad village. Mowgli is kidnapped by the Manor Log monkeys and present him to their leader, a giant ape named King Louie, assuming that all humans can make fire. King Louie offers Mowgli protection from Shere Khan in exchange for it. Baloo distracts Louie while Bagheera tries to sneak him out. But their plan is discovered. As Louie chases Mowgli through his temple, he informs Mowgli of Akela's death. Louie's rampage eventually causes his temple to collapse on top of him. Theories that Mowgli and Bagheera never told him about Akela's death. Mowgli goes to confront Shere Khan alone. Mowgli steals a lit torch at the village to use as a weapon and heads back to the jungle, accidentally starting a wildfire in the process. He confronts Shere Khan, who argues that Mowgli has made himself the enemy of the jungle. By causing the wildlife, Mowgli throws the torch into the water, giving Shere Khan the advantage. Baloo, Bagheera, and the wolf pack intervene and hurl Shere Khan off, giving Mowgli enough time to set a trap. He lures Shere Khan by a dead tree and onto a branch which breaks under the tiger's weight, and Shere Khan falls into the inferno. Only then directs the elephants to divert the river and put out the fire. In the aftermath, Akshaya becomes the new leader of the wolf pack. Mowgli decides to utilize his equipment and tricks for his own use. Having found his true home, and calling with his wolf family, Baloo and Bagheera. Also, there are other guys named Jaya Anthony, Max Faru, Chloe Hatcher, Asher Blinkoff, Knox Gagan, Sasha Shriver, and Kaya Subscriber voice the young wolves. D. Bradley Baker, R.D. Apostle, Sean Johnson, and Alan Truntman provide additional animal voices. Sequel. Following the film's early financial and critical success, the studio has begun working on a sequel. Toru is reported to return as director. Daniel Sethai is reported to reprise his role of Mowgli, while screenwriter Justin Marks is also in negotiations to return. It was announced on April 25th, 2016, that Faru and Marks will return to direct and write, and the sequel could potentially have a release sometime in 2019. The sound director John Faru, composer John Timmy sought to recreate the Svante sound experience Walt had in mind when mixing the soundtrack in Dolby Atmos. Atmos. And Faru said, "We isolated instruments when we could, and in the sound mix, we created a Fanta sound mix. If you see the film, and Atmos. You will feel that there are instruments that move around the theater. A mention for Fantasound appears in the film's closing credits. Development and casting. Walt Disney Pictures announced that a live-action remake of The Jungle Book was in development on July 9th, 2013, with Justin Marks set to write the script. The film would be Disney's second live-action adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's works, following the 1994 film, and the studio's third overall after the 1967 animated musical. No, the one I saw was the 1994 one, not the 1967 one. I guess it was a remake of a musical. This new Jungle Book is the third reboot. It was in 1967 and in 1994. Jon Favreau was later confirmed as director on November 5th, 2013. Favreau has a child used to watch Disney's 1967 animated musical version. He felt the need to strike a balance between the two films by retaining the bland spirit of the 1967 film, including some of its memorable songs, while crafting a movie with more realism and peril. He also stressed the importance of nature and realized how things have shifted during Kipling's time and now. In Kipling's time, nature was something to be overcome. Now, nature is something to be protected. He was encouraged by Walt Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn to take advantage of the film setting as an opportunity to use the latest advancements in photorealistic rendering, computer-generated imagery, and motion capture technologies. The story of the film is not independently taken from Kipling's works. It also borrows cinematic inspirations from other films, including the child-mentor relationship in Shane, 1953, the establishment of rules in a dangerous world from Goodfellas, 1990, and the use of a shadowy jungle figure in Apocalypse Now, 1979. There's a little quote right here on the side in a box, and it says, "The idea of going out to the jungle and shooting this, it just felt like it wouldn't have imagining that the 1967 film had. There was a dreamlike quality to it. There was a surreal quality to it." Oh, and I'm reading this on Wikipedia, by the way. It was a high watermark for character animation, and to me, that's what I remember about it, and so I wanted to make sure we reserved that. But what Alan Horn said was, look at the technology. Look at Life of Pi, Avatar. Why not use the technology to create a whole world that transports you? Let's really embrace this new technology and see what we can do if we push its limit. A review on approaching the film's technical intent. The cast was announced between March and August 2014, with Idris Elba being announced to voice Shere Khan during early stages, and Bill Murray eventually confirmed as the voice of Baloo in August 2014. Between then, Scarlett Johansson and Ben Kingsley and Christian Walken were confirmed to play Kaya Bagheera and King Louie, respectively. Favreau decided to cast Johansson to play Kai, originally a male character, as he left the original film was a little too male-oriented. Favreau remarks noticed the lack of female characters in the 1967 film version, so wanted to address that by featuring Archaea's character more prominently, as in Kipling's Tales. Lupita Nyong'o was cast as Raksha, as Favreau believed her voice imbued the emotion required for the role. Lupita has tremendous depth of emotion in her performance. There's an emotional underpinning she brings and a strength, and we wanted that for this surrogate mother. Much of that comes from her voice. Favreau also decided to change King Louis from an orangutan to a gigantic Topodicus due to the fact that orangutans are not native to India, where the story takes place. His character was given a slight alteration from the 1967 film and was partly inspired by Marlon Brando's character, Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, as well as incorporating Walken's own physical mannerisms. In regards to Louis' changes, Favreau stated, "We created a living figure that was trying to extract the secret of fire from Mowgli. And also this gave Mowgli the idea that if he had fire, he could have power over Shere Khan, whether it was good or bad. So there was a Lord of the Rings aspect to that. The fire was almost like the ring in that was going to give someone ultimate power, but corrupt them as well as create destruction." The search for casting Mowgli was extensive, with thousands of children auditioning from the United States, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Canada. Eventually, newcomer Neil Sethi was confirmed for the role, with the casting director Sarah Finn describing him as embodying the heart, humor, and daring of the character. He is warm and accessible, yet also has intelligence well beyond his years, and impressed us with all his ability to hold his own in any situation. Sethi underwent parkour training in preparation for the role. Pixar Animation Studios assisted in the development of the story, as well as providing suggestions for the film's end credits sequence. Filming and visual effects. Principal photography took place entirely on sound stages at LA Center Studios. In downtown Los Angeles, the animal characters were created entirely in keyframe computer animation, with the assistance of footage of real animal movement. The actors recording their lines in performance capture for reference. The production team underwent a thorough process to realistically convey the animals speaking, while still making them professionally believable to the audience. Favreau researched earlier films featuring anthropomorphic animals, including Walt Disney's animated features, such as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. More things for Bambi, as well as modern films such as Babe. And adopted certain techniques from those films into The Jungle Book. Nearly 70 separate species of animals native to India are featured in the film, with several species being portrayed as 150% larger than their actual counterparts. Jim Henson's Creature Shop was brought in to provide animal puppet figures for Sethi to act against. Although none appear in the finished film, the animal puppets were performed by Arnie Aposto, Sean Johnson, L. Ellen Trutman, and April Oren. Favreau humanized motion capture with certain actors, expressing a desire to avoid overusing technology in order to prevent evoking an uncanny valley effect. Moving Picture Company, MPC, and Weta Digital created the film's visual effects. MPC developed new software for animating muscular structure in the animals. Around 1,000 remote jungle locations in India were photographed and used as reference in post-production. Weta was responsible for animating the King Louis sequence with visual effects. Supervisor Keith Miller adding that it was important for John to see Christopher Walken in the creature. So we took some of the distinctive Walken facial features, iconic lines, wrinkles, and folds, and integrated them into the animated character. Favreau expressed a desire in wanting the film's 3D shots to imbue the abilities of the multi-plane camera system utilized in Disney's earlier animated films. Favreau's behest, the idea was extended into the film's vision of the Walt Disney Pictures opening production logo, which was recreated as a hand-painted, semi-animated, multi-plane logo in homage to the animated films of that era. Also incorporating the world presents it in the same style as the 1967 film's opening credits. The film's ending also features the original physical book that opened the 1967 film. The musical score of the Jungle Book is composed and conducted by frequent Favreau collaborator at John Denby. It was drawing from George Burns' original music. Therefore, Favreau decided not to make the film a musical. Nevertheless, he and Denby incorporated several songs from the 1967 animated film. The Bare Necessities, written by Terry Gallagson, performed by Mary and Sethi, and a cover version by Dr. John is featured in the end credits. I Want to Be Like You, and Trust in Me, written by Sherman Brothers, and performed by Walken and Johansson, respectively. Richard M. Sherman wrote revised lyrics for Walken's version of I Want to Be Like You, Johansson's rendition of Trust in Me. It was produced by Mark Ronson and appears in the end credits only. Soundtrack. Walt Disney Records released the film's soundtrack on April 15th, 2016. Bare Necessities, Trust in Me, main title / Jungle Run, John Denby and George Burns. Wolves / Law of the Jungle, Water Truce, Rain's Return, Mowgli's Leaving, / Elephant Theme, Shere Khan Attack / Stampede, Kai / Baloo to the Rescue, Honeycomb Climb, Main Village, Mowgli in the Pit, Monkeys Kidnap Mowgli, arriving at King Louis' Temple, Cold Layer Chase, Red Flower to the River, Shere Khan's War Theme, Shere Khan is at Fire, Elephant Waterfall, Mowgli wins the race, Jungle Book closes, I Want to Be Like You, The Bare Necessities, I Want to Be Like You, Richard M. Sherman, Christopher Walken B. Sherman, Terry Bill Murray, Current reference, total length 34 minutes and 17 seconds. Note 1, original When You Wish Upon a Star, and composed by Lee Larland, Walt Disney Pictures, primarily composed by Mark Manchina. The Jungle Book original motion picture released, recorded 2015 through 16. Studio, Sony Pictures Studios, score. Esplanado Studios. New Orleans, Chalice Recording Studios. Music Shed Studios, New Orleans. Genre, orchestra, swing jazz. Length, 34 minutes and 17 seconds. Label, Walt Disney, producer John Denby. Chronologically. The Young Messiah, 2016. The Jungle Book, 2016, and Mother's Day, 2016. Home media, The Jungle Book was released digitally on August 23rd, 2016, and on DVD. And Blu-ray on August 30th, August 22nd, and the 2K 3D Blu-ray is said to be coming by the end of the year. It was originally scheduled for October 9, 2015, but the film's release date was later postponed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures to April 15, 2016. The film was released in Dolby Vision format in Dolby Cinema in the United States. It is the first film to be released in Dolby Vision 3D in a few selected theaters in New York City and Chicago. The Jungle Book held its world premiere at the El Capitan Theater on April 4th, 2016. It was released in 15 countries a week ahead of its U.S. debut on April 15th. In countries like Argentina, Australia, Russia, Malaysia, and most notably in India on April 8th. The release date in India was strategic for the film as it coincided to the Indian New Year and was a holiday. In most parts of the country, Disney India commissioned a contemporary recording of Jungle Book of Jungle Bat Chilla Hai. They were received by the song's composers, Vasila Bharadwaj and Gulsar, and released it as part of the film's promotional campaign in India. They show a picture of Jon Favreau as an old man with a white and gray-haired beard and goatee, and thick black-rimmed glasses, and a black suit with a Jungle Book picture in the background. One of the pictures says Jon Favreau at the premiere of the Jungle Book in Sydney, Australia. Reception. They show a picture of Ben Kingsley, Bill Murray, and Idris Elba. One of the pictures is the voice performances of Bill Murray on the left, Idris Elba in the middle, and Ben Kingsley on the right, were particularly praised. Box office. Jungle Book became a huge financial success and a surprise hit. It has grossed $364 million in North America and $602.5 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of, like I said, $966.5 million, against a budget of $175 million. Worldwide, the film was released across 28,000 Real D 3D screens and had an IMAX worldwide opening of 20.4 million from 901 IMAX screens, a new record for a PG film. It grossed a total of $39 million at IMAX screens worldwide on May 13th, and became the second film of 2016. So the studios owned Zootopia to pass the 800 million mark. So June 10th, it became the third film of 2016, after Zootopia and Captain America: Civil War, to pass the 900 million mark. In the critical response, Jungle Book received positive reviews, with praise aimed at its visual effects, based musical score, the performances of the voice cast. Reviewers' direction and its faithfulness to the animated film. On review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 94% based on 263 reviews. An average rating of 7.7 out of 10. The science critical consensus reads, as lovely to behold as it is engrossing to watch. The Jungle Book is the rare remake that actually improves upon its predecessors. All while saying, you are? I need to finish. A new center for CGI on Metacritic. The film has a score of 77 out of 100. 349 critics indicated generally favorable reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A and an A plus to F. Scale 97% of the audience. I'm making a beauty die.
Can you talk while I drive you?
No, I'm gonna finish it first. 97% of the audience gave the film an A or B. For me, it got, as from both the under and over 25 crowd, an A plus among those under 18 years of age, and also for the over 50 audience. Todd McCarthy, the Hollywood Reporter, wrote, exceptionally beautiful to behold and bolstered by a stellar vocal cast. This up-temp film rendition of Rudyard Kipling's tales of young Mowgli's adventures amongst the creatures of the Indian jungle. It was entirely engaging, even if it's ultimately lacking in subtext and thematic heft. Andrew Baker of Variety felt that this version can't rival the woolly looseness of Disney's 1976 animated classic. Of course, but it succeeds on its own so well that such comparisons are barely necessary. Robbie Cullen of the Telegraph gave the film 4 stars out of 5 and deemed it a sincere and full-hearted adaptation that returns to Kipling to our fresh inspiration. Alonzo Dorval of The Warp says this book might lack the post-Annabelle resonances of its predecessor. For director Jon Favreau and a team of effects writers plunge us into one of the big screens.
Okay,
Well, I gotta finish the video, Mike.
Okay. Finish it quick.
Jon Favreau and a team. But director Jon Favreau and a team of effects wizards plunge us into one of the big screen's most engrossing artificial worlds since Avatar. We were Bradshaw writing for The Guardian. Gave the film 4 out of 5 stars and felt that the film had a touch of apocalypto in it, finding the plot elements to be similar with The Lion King. He wrote that the film was spectacular, exciting, funny, and fun, and that it handsomely revives the spirit of Disney's original film. Pete Hammond of DeadLine.com wrote, the film had laughs, excitement, and an exceptional voice cast, and most importantly, a lot of heart, calling it a cinematic achievement like no other. He particularly praised Burry's performance and the visual effects, deeming it simply astonishing. Chris's Awada of Entertainment Weekly graded the film today, calling it one of the biggest surprises of 2016. However, he felt the 2 songs were rather unnecessary and distracting, and believed the film to be a little too frightening for children. Commissioner Roper of Chicago Sun-Times awarded the film 3.5 stars, calling out the CGI as the apex achievement of the film. He labeled it a beautifully rendered, visually arresting take on Rudyard Kipling's soft film tales, but found the musical numbers to be trivial. Thinking that without the musical numbers, the film might have been a more exhilarating, streamlined adventure. Sanders Times, Keith and Turan remarked, The Jungle Book is a kind of family film, calculated to make even those without families, which they had one to take along. Trevor Travers of Rolling Stone awarded the film 3.5 stars out of 4, labeling it scary and thrilling, yet unique and unforgettable, and adding that it fills us with something rare in movies today, a sense of wonder. The village voices village hail the film as fast and light, and it manages to be just scary enough to make us feel the danger of solitude. In the middle of massive jungle, but never intolerant or gradius, the New York Times Benola Digris was less enthusiastic. Kath Clark on the Time Out compared Ibla's character of Shere Khan to Scar from The Lion King, calling him Baddie of the Year. Bat Roller Zadiz on tour Roger Ebert.com also had high praise for Ibla. Betrayal of Shere Khan, stating his looping menace is envisioned so powerfully that he'd be scary no matter what. The character becomes a great villain. Through imaginative empathy, we understand and appreciate his point of view. Even though carrying it out would be the death of Mowgli. The film's visual effects and 3D photography received acclaim, with comparisons being made to the likes of Avatar, Gravity, Hugo, and Life of Pi. Sarah Sword of Screen International wrote, the level of detail on display in the film is likely to evoke the same jaw-dropping reaction as James Cameron's box office topper. Entertainment Weekly called it one of the few 3D movies that actually benefits from being in 3D. The film also garnered positive reception from India contemporary critics and publications, such as the Times of India, The Hindu, India Today, the Indian Express, and Economic Times. The Teen Choice Award was for action, Choice Movie Actor Action, Choice Movie Breakout Star, People's Choice Family, Favorite Family Movie, Favorite Animated Movie Voice. Don't worry, choice was The Jungle Book. And the breakout stars Neil Sethi. And Hollywood Music and Media Awards. Best Original Score, Psychological Fantasy Film. Sean Tenby. Hollywood Film Awards, Hollywood Blockbuster Award, The Jungle Book. Hollywood Sound Award, Christopher Boyes and Frank Endler won. Lastly were pending and nominated. Golden Trailer Awards, Best Animated Family, Best Animation Family, Jungle won. Best Fantasy Adventure, Bad Club, Congo nominated. Best Original Score, Mowgli won. Best Animation Self Family TV Spot, Legend, I guess won. And Best Fantasy Adventure TV Spot, Turnox nominated. Best Original Score TV Spot, Legend won. British Academy Achievers Awards, Feature Film, John Favreau and Ragnar Taylor nominated. Annie Awards, Outstanding Achievement, Character Animation in Live Action Production, Tanner R. Jones, Peta Bailey, Gabriel Sicily, and Benjamin Jones. Pending, next was Andrew R. Jones, Paul Story, Dennis Yo, Sarah Tema, and Andre Coville nominated. And that was my movie review, guys and girls. And please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, thoughts and opinions. And I hope you liked it and enjoyed it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls. And stay tuned for more, guys and girls. And my favorite quote from Ghost Robo, please drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later. And this is Aaron Halo 18 signing off. Goodbye.